Actually did a 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Compass Rose. We are so excited to show you everything today. Hi Mama, how are you?
I'm great. Good morning. Good afternoon, excuse me. I'm Nancy Marshall. I'm the Executive Director and founder of Compass Rose Farm Sanctuary, and I am so delighted to welcome you all here. We hate that we felt like we needed to cancel the in-person open house, but for safety reasons, for our sponsors and our guests, we really felt like that was important, but we are delighted to bring you a virtual open house today so you can share in the beauty and the challenges of what we do here every day. It's been just a really busy month since our last open house, and we're looking forward to sharing some of the things that have happened and are still going on and what we're looking forward to. So before we get started, I'd like to have each of the additional staff that are here introduce themselves. We're going to be kind of sharing the narration of the open house as we walk around, and I just want you to know who you're hearing from and who the people are that make this place go on a day-to-day basis. So,
hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm the sanctuary director. I kind of do the day-to-day stuff, and yeah, we're excited to have you guys join us today.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm the operations manager
And
volunteer supervisor.
that's right.
I work with Kelsey closely for everyday operations, and I love it here, and we're glad that you're here with us.
Hi, I'm Aniston. I'm a farm associate, and I help do the day-to-day feeding with Nate and Kelsey.
That's right.
I'm Sarah, and I'm a new volunteer.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Dustin. I'm also a volunteer.
Woohoo!
are you going to do yourself?
Oh no, I was not going to do myself. I thought I was going to get out of this. Hi, I'm Charlie Larkey. I am the program director and fundraising manager for Compass Rose, and yeah,
All right.
I'm pretty new here, so
Media specialist.
I'm definitely not a media specialist, but we're going to try. So I'm going to turn it back to Mama Marshall so we can get going.
Well, as we walk down the driveway here, I think you'll appreciate, and most of you who live down here know what a challenge the snow has been the last couple of months, and it's not only beautiful, but it also makes everything a little more challenging in terms of what we do every day. And I think the extremes of weather, both the cold and the heat, are some of the most important times for us to support the animals. In the cold, obviously, keeping them warm and making sure that they have
Make sure I don't run into anything.
the tools they need to stay warm and to continue their usual activities to the extent that's possible is really important, and we'll talk today about some of the things we do to make that happen.
Who are these puppies that I see running around?
This is Luna, who I sometimes say is the one that got us into all this mess, because she was the animal that I rescued first. She's deaf, has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, but she's been my long companion. We've been through an awful lot together. And this is Bella, who is the polar opposite, loves everyone and everything, and doesn't like anything better than the snow, I don't think. She just rolls around in it. So they are constants around the farm, and I love them very much.
Is that a Sue Calvin hat? Clavin hat?
It is. It is. Yes.
Let's get up close
let's
to
get
it.
up and close and personal.
Oh, how cute! How cute! Who is Sue? Is she an artist?
Yeah. Sue. So Sue, this actually came through Bonnie Brown, who does hiking for hogs, and was part of a fundraiser that she did, I don't know, Bonnie, a couple years ago maybe. And Sue Clavin is a associate of hers who makes all kinds of cool things, but the hats are just the best.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
We always have good hog gear around here.
Absolutely.
So Luna started the sanctuary
Oh,
way back when.
yeah,
This is
wait,
the start.
This was the first rescue I ever did. So I like to blame her for everything that came subsequently.
Yes, we do like to blame her. All right, so it started with Luna, and how did it move to hogs?
Well, you know, I get a lot of questions about how this has all evolved, and it didn't start here. I actually lived in Nashville, Indiana for several years before here, and the first pigs I got, pigs were really how I started, aside from Luna. Pigs were really how I started, and kind of outgrew that property after a few years, and so started looking around for a place that we could grow the sanctuary, and just incredibly luckily found this property, which moved to about 2.5 years ago. So we were Moonshine Creek when we were in Nashville, and concurrent with the move out here, we changed to Compass Rose, and that has symbolism for sort of the direction that the finding of direction in our lives, and also for the direction that animals take to get to better circumstances. And so the whole Compass Rose imagery and ideology is really important. And from a strictly standpoint of growth, it's worked fabulously. We went from, I think I moved 17 pigs out here from Nashville, and we now have over 100, as well as goats, sheep, guineas, chickens, and donkeys and horses. So from a growth perspective, it's been fabulously successful. So not without challenges, but certainly we're bigger than we were.
So over here is our garden area and outhouse. We're actually very proud of that. The outhouse is going to get a mural makeover soon.
We're turning the corner to see, we wanted to give, a lot of people ask about the animals that we took this last summer from the animal cruelty case in Owen County, and this has been a very active group of animals for us this last little bit. We took in, I believe, 21, Kelsey was at 21 sheep and I think 11 goats from that seizure, in addition to other animals that we'll talk more about, and they have given us much joy and much challenge over the last few months. They are absolutely thriving. And the majority of the sheep herd is out here, and you can see right over there, we were surprised recently by the delivery of a baby lamb. His name is Obsidian. Mother's name is Vesuvius. He is I think Aniston's going to go pick him up and do a demonstration, but he is a beautiful, healthy boy who's not cooperating with but many of these animals were pregnant when they came. We think that there may be more lambs coming. Their gestational period's a little bit longer than goats. We'll talk about the goats here in a little bit. Anyway, this is our sheep herd as it stands today with our newest addition. We also have 4 donkeys in this pasture, 2 of whom are now retired, older donkeys, and then one of them has a daughter who's with us, and one has a son that's with us. So they are also an integral part of this group of animals.
What is your favorite part about watching the animals in the snow?
Oh my gosh, the best part this last week has been watching the donkeys have the zoomies. Coco, the youngest, does it almost every morning, and a couple mornings ago, all 4 of them got into it, until Lenny, the second youngest, a boy, just completely wiped out on one of the corners. And I haven't seen a whole lot of zoomies since then, but they sure were having a good time. So, well, Avi is not participating with being a showcase, but at least you got to see him run around.
Yeah. And as we move over, the snow is quite slippery. Hi, Nate.
Hello.
Will you tell us about the pasture behind you? But not with your back facing us.
This little pasture?
This one? Little guy. Let's walk over here, Nate. Yeah, this one. Who's usually in this house?
So we received pigs from North Carolina, 4 pigs. So they usually sleep in that little hut right there, little house. We call it the NC4. They are Jeb, Iggy, Luna, and Bella.
I am so impressed with how you remember over 100 hog names.
Yeah. It takes a while to learn them. And this is kind of like the main area where all the big pigs are. They're kind of, when they first come here, they're kind of rehabilitated and put in separate stalls, and then released out here. There's over 200 animals here, so mostly pigs and sheep. Goats are out here too.
Who is that rooster?
That is Beetlejuice. He was a baby here. Nancy actually got like baby chickens, and he was one of them. And so now he's huge. He's pretty lonely for some reason, so he likes humans. So we hang out a lot.
Yeah, he likes you a lot.
Yeah, he's cool. But then we have different troughs that we'll feed the pigs with. We have goat feeders back there. We'll, put goat feed in there and things like that. We just recently got a new hay feeder for the goats, and then we have like these huts right here that pigs will come in and snuggle and get warm, and you can get like 3 or 4 pigs in there. We'll put like straw in there and keep them warm. And then we have these bigger huts back here for more pigs, obviously, so you can fit more in there. Like there's straw as well, blankets, things like that, to keep them warm. Like we have so many animals, so we need a lot of huts. And
we're getting more huts soon, aren't we?
we are, yeah, like back there.
Yeah.
They're building all kinds of different huts.
More hogs and more hogs. So,
yeah, over here, we have like a playground for like the goats and sheep. We've recently had a lot of goats come to the farm, so that's here. And you saw in the other pasture that there's another one. Yeah, they're just eating their hay.
yep, this is one of the new feeders, isn't it?
Yep, it's one of them. It's a smaller one. Then the one over there is like the bigger one that's kind of brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is just like this little separate area that we have. Yeah, but it's like all connected as well, so they can go wherever they want. Like they have freedom to roam. So I mean, it's a good little place for them. Like they're happy, and we try to make it, the best it can be for them.
Yeah, they're very happy.
We just try to make them happy. I guess that's the bottom line. To let them live their lives and be worry-free about everything, and they're well taken care of, and we love them. So.
Yes, we do. And then, where's Kelsey?
Hey.
Kelsey, do you want to tell us about the big barn?
Yeah, sure. So we have a big barn here, and a lot of people ask, well, is there a lot of room for animals to kind of get around and to kind of have space and shelter? And the answer is absolutely yes. So this is kind of a sneak peek, but in here there's actually enough space for all of them to get along together. We have sheep, goats, not donkeys in here, I'm sorry. We have sheep, goats, pigs, chickens, and even a guinea that hangs out in here all the time. As you can see, we do have a couple baby goats in here that were also some of those unplanned. And they do enjoy playing with our goats, our pigs. They like to play the floor is lava. But if you can see, all of these pigs are able to kind of pick and choose their little families that they sleep with and lay with. We have goats that lay with pigs. We have other pigs that when they are out eating and doing other things, they're kind of loners, but then they find their other pig that they get to rest with and come in here. So it's pretty cool to see their little families kind of get together in here. We have a set of sisters that lay together quite often, those 2 goats. And then we have some piles of pigs right over here, and they actually really enjoy spending time together. So it's pretty cool to see that they have a nice big fort.
Speaking of baby goats, will you take us to the nursery?
Yes.
All right, let's head to the nursery.
So the nursery is pretty cool. So these goats were from the confiscation. The confiscation originally had 348 animals. We took in about 20 goats and sheep, or 30 goats and sheep total. We do believe we had about 12 or 13 of those goats, and only one of those was a billy. We castrated immediately upon arrival, but that means that the rest of them were with him prior to us and were females. So now we have a load of goats that we weren't originally over enthused about, but now that we see that they're here and we're really excited to have them here and enjoy our family, we're just thrilled for you guys to meet them as well. So here's Aniston.
This is Chip. She's my favorite.
Why is she your favorite?
Look how cute she is. Look at her blue eyes.
Yeah, it's those blue eyes for sure.
Mhm.
So how old is Chip?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
December 27th.
December 27th, this one. Oh, that little baby. Is Chip the only baby? We have 18? 17? 17. They have a little PlayStation here. What's this one's name?
This is Backpack. He has been sponsored, and so we are super excited for his sponsors to see him. So here is Backpack.
Yay!
And his mom is Dora, and she is right there.
Hi, Dora. Hi, Dora. You're so cute. You're so pretty. What a good mama you are. What a good mama you are. Oh, who are the two sleeping right next to each other?
Oh,
These two?
this one is Maverick, and this one is F-150.
Maverick and F-150, guys.
So their mom's name is Ford, and she is right over there. She is a woolly-looking goat. She is from the confiscation, and I actually had to crawl under the guy's truck to drag her out from under there.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a Ford. So to identify her right away when we were trying to put animals into the trailer and everything, we just kind of called her Ford, and it stuck. And so we were then
F-150
talked
and
into
Maverick.
naming one F-150 and the other Maverick.
Wait, do we have oregano in here?
We do have oregano in here.
Let's find oregano.
oregano.
And oregano's mom is Rosemary.
This is Rosemary.
Hi, Mama. Where's Rosemary? This is Rosemary.
Yes, that's Rosemary.
Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Mama. How are you? Do you want to say hi to Terry? Oh, yeah, eat more. Eat more hay. Hello?
It has oregano.
All right. Oh, this is oregano. Oh.
This is oregano. Like Charlie said, his mom is Rosemary, and he was one of the first ones to be born. Little funny story about oregano. He was born, and we didn't really know, and we were throwing hay in here and straw, and we heard a little scream and found out that he was kind of under the hay. So then we picked him up, and he was covered in hay. And that's where the name oregano came from, because he looked just like the spice.
Oh.
And he's my favorite, and he's perfect. So you all need to come out here and see these little babies,
That's right.
because we have tons of them.
We do have tons of babies.
And that's Rosemary.
And they're calling each other. That's mama and kid. Right there. One of my favorite things to see is the little baby goats sticking their heads into the hay to eat. I think it's the cutest thing in the world. And how they all crawl over everything. Oh my goodness, and that one's so tiny. Often we will come in here and sit and let the baby goats climb all over us, and that makes our day. What is your favorite part, Aniston? The cuddles. If you were to take this kid home, you told me that you would get it to sleep in your bed. Is that true?
100%. Definitely.
Wouldn't you wake up with poop in your bed?
No, she would have a diaper.
Oh, she'd have a diaper. That is how committed we are here, folks. All right, so we're gonna move on to our next area. Here's a little teeter-totter for the goats. They play on it all the time.
Have two pigs. We're going to shift here, and these two girls are part of the Divas, and you'll read more about them in the upcoming newsletter. The Divas are 3 pigs that we took in partnership with our good friends Daryl and Melissa Zeber at Tiny Hooves Sanctuary in Chesney, Indiana. We love these partnerships because our taking these 3 girls allowed them to take pigs from a local animal control, and so everybody wins and more pigs get taken care of, and that's one of our favorite things to do. One of the things that we needed to do right away for these girls for a number of reasons was to get them spayed. We're going to talk a lot more about spaying in February because we're going through a round of a lot of spays right now, and it's very, very important to pigs' health, female pigs' health. So these are 2 of the 3 girls. This is Miley and Dolly that we'll see, who were spayed just in the last few days and are just back as of yesterday from Purdue. So they're that's why they're in here. They're recovering from their surgery. They're doing well. Now Roan, the 3rd diva, is still at Purdue because she had a foot injury. Her spay went great, but she has a foot injury that happened prior to this that she's going to have some additional workup for. So only 2 of the 3 divas are here, but if you come in,
We fill it very full so that they stay very warm. So that's why the door is a little tight.
Miley is very,
Oh my
very, very
goodness, hello.
This is Miley.
I had never seen a hog cuddle in the hay before I came here.
In last night to check on her, and I almost stepped on her because she was so buried in the snow that I did, or in that straw that I didn't see her.
So that's Miley.
This is Dolly, who did really fabulously also.
Hi,
they both did
Dolly.
very well with their space.
Hi, Dolly.
And as soon as they heal and get back to eating and drinking and moving around regularly, probably within 10 days to 14 days, they'll be back in with the main herd. And hopefully we'll have Roan home next week after her, they're going to wash out her joint and just put some antibiotics in, and hopefully she'll be home thereafter. And we're hoping that the 3 of them will heal together and move outside together. So they're doing great. And next door over here, I think Nate's going to tell you more, but probably no pig on our property is loved and followed more than Mr. Tex. So,
Oh.
oh, here he goes. He had shoulder surgery. I'll let Nate do the talking
Here.
about that.
I'll come around. Oh, what a good boy. Thank you. Hi.
This is Tex. So, a little backstory about him. He is from Texas, obviously. He was from a drug ring that we got from, so he was confiscated from that, and he was brought here, so we've been taking care of him since that whole situation.
Wait, that was what?
That's a little backstory about Tex.
So you're a badass, Tex.
He's pretty awesome. But before Christmas, he had an incident with his shoulder. Like he was out. He used to be in the pig pen. So he was out there just doing his thing, doing pig stuff, and he hurt his shoulder, dislocated it. So we have a really good partnership with Purdue. So they take care of the pigs there and do surgeries, things like that, the spaying, all the pig things we need.
So here's where he had the surgery.
Yeah,
The little
he went
shaved
up there
part?
and He had surgery, and we were hoping to get him back before Christmas, and that actually happened. So they did a really good job. So he did surgery, and he's doing better. Obviously, he's able to walk around
Yay.
now. Eventually, he'll be released back to the big pen where he's happiest. He's kind of high on the pig totem pole, so he's got to go back and assert his manliness to everybody, because that's what he does, because Tex is the man.
Because he's Tex.
So, yeah, he's just a great pig, and we love him, and it's just one of the cases that it just shows how important these pigs are and how special they are to us, that we're willing to just do whatever we can just to make them happy and keep them, pain-free. So yeah, that's Tex.
That's right.
So there have been a couple questions about hours and
Yes.
and coming
Visiting.
and visiting it. Visiting hours, right now we don't have a set schedule time on visiting hours, but if you are interested in coming out and visiting, we are very welcome to. If you reach out to us, we can schedule a great time for you to come out. We also have open houses once a month, even if it's virtual. And then we are planning on having some bigger things coming up, especially when it gets warmer. So just keep your eyes out on that. But if you are really interested in sponsoring sponsored animals, if you have a sponsored animal, you actually get some private visits with your animal inside and kind of hang out with them. So take that into consideration. We would love to have sponsors for our animals, especially a cool guy like Tex. He's just awesome. Yeah. Every single one of our animals can be sponsored. So if you find during this live that you really like one, reach out to us, let us know. We would be happy to set you up. You'll get some free goodies and all that stuff that goes along with sponsorship. So, but other than that, publicly we have the open houses, and then if you want to schedule a time, just reach out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donations, sponsors, whatever you want to do.
All right, so now we are on our way to, I think, Sarah, is Raisin your favorite? Why is Raisin your favorite, Sarah?
Raisin looks like a very dehydrated rhinoceros.
What were you calling him yesterday?
Oh, I don't remember.
You were calling him an aardvark.
An aardvark. He looks very much like an aardvark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of scaly, little lumpy in some places, but
very
back to great health.
Yeah, but very tiny and cute. Tiny, wrinkly, and cute.
Just like put you in my pocket, adorable.
Raisin was rescued from Ohio and brought here, and was in really, really poor condition. Had emergent veterinary care initially. This is Raisin. She's completely blind. She already looks so much better and healthier than when she came. Come here, Raisin. She really is.
She does. She looks a lot better.
Maybe an armadillo and a capybara.
Armadillo and capybara. Yes, absolutely. Oh, get the scratches.
She's really dependent on her other senses, and she's good at localizing voices. Yeah, she's so incredibly sweet. When it warms up, we'll be starting a little more aggressive skincare program. She's been treated for mange already, and believe it or not, her skin looks so much better than when she came. But we'll be doing, when it warms up a little bit, we'll be doing a lot more specific skin care, but she is absolutely a doll, and we're so glad she's here. Just love her. Okay,
So, who else is in here?
everybody.
Everybody's in here. Who is this?
We have Zoe here. So Zoe is one of our female pigs. We also received Zoe from Tiny Hooves because Melissa's great. Zoe came with Wilson. They were a sweet little pair, but because of the cold, we did notice that she was starting to get a little frostbite, so she's kind of inside for a while. She's definitely itching to go out and play, but we want to make sure that she's safe and warm for a little bit. She just didn't fare as well as some of the others with her pink little tummy and feet. Usually,
'Cause
when
you're
they
so
are white or
precious.
pink, they do tend to get pinker and more frostbitten easier. So she just happened to be one of them. She does have a little dog door to go outside, so she does have a little run, but she really enjoys her big pasture out there. So she's just kind of waiting.
And then this.
Oh, these guys first. This
Ship.
is Mabel and Alfie. And these two are great little pigs. They came from a really loving home, and they could no longer, for health reasons, continue to keep them. So they came to us. They were quite overweight and kind of lonely, a little depressed. So we kind of worked with them and got them better, healthier, and now they are just the happiest, sweetest pigs. They're also inside right now just due to weather. We want to make sure we give them the right steps to get outside. So they're hanging out, big chilling in here. So, and then we have Caroline. She
Hi,
is
sweet
this
Caroline.
beautiful sheep. She is inside due to a foot fungus that is causing her to limp. So we did some medical work on her feet. We had them trimmed. Then we were able to put in some medicine, pack it, wrap it, and so both of her front feet currently are wrapped. So she will be limping quite a little bit while she heals, but she's in here kind of hanging out with everybody, keeping warm. She did come from the confiscation, so she is normally out with that first big pasture of sheep that you saw before, but this is where she's at now, hanging out.
Awesome. And then Rocco.
Newest resident. We just have taken him in the last week or so.
Hi, buddy.
He is what we call fat line, which means that he is he's heavy enough, and the tissues over his eyes, as he's gotten overweight, have grown over his eyes, and he literally cannot see right now. We're hopeful with weight loss and nutritional support that he'll be able to regain some sight. There's nothing inherently wrong with his eyes. It's a mechanical issue, just the tissue has grown over his eyes. Sometimes surgery is performed to improve that once they lose weight. I'm not sure whether that's something that'll be even an option for him, but it's something that we'll keep available. But right now, he is just really scared and defensive. Pigs are prey animals, and so they have a lot of very self-protective behaviors when they're not feeling safe. What he's doing is really typical of a new pig. He came from a place where he was isolated and didn't have much external stimulation, so coming into a place like this, with sounds and sights and noise and everything that he doesn't understand, particularly when he can't see, that's one of the reasons that we're keeping him so not completely isolated in the sense that he's around other pigs, but in a place that he's by himself where he can rest and chill and just
Get acclimated.
just get acclimated to things. And my guess is that with time and love and just space and the ability to breathe a little bit, that he's going to become a big teddy bear, because that's been our experience with several pigs here. And he absolutely loves Fig Newtons. So I see, Mabel likes Fig Newtons
hello.
too.
Hello.
You like Fig Newtons too. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So sometimes the secret to their heart is Fig Newtons. So
Mine too.
there you go. Right? I get it. I completely get it.
Those tusks are
So
beautiful.
this is Rocco, and he is a beautiful addition that we're very glad to have here. And he's just going to need some
Extra
time
loving.
and extra loving, and he's going to be happy in no time, I think. So
We have a question from Donald Taylor. Is Baxter still here?
Baxter is still here. Yeah, he's actually, one of the things that I really like about the way our property is set up is that because of the amount of space and the openness of it, pigs have had the opportunity to kind of create their own family units or social units. And although he was not one of our original let me back up a little bit. Pigs are very hierarchical, and it's very important to their society that they develop these hierarchical relationships. So, and it's one of the things people will often see when pigs fight when they are introduced to a new herd. And that's actually perfectly normal, and in fact very important to the way they're integrated. Anyway, my point is that Baxter actually became the leader of his own little pod of pigs, and they live. We can maybe show you when we go back out. but he's thriving, and he is the sweetest boy, and he is the best caretaker of his little pot of pigs that you could imagine. So we love Baxter. So yeah,
Yay!
He's a little what?
He's a little frothy. He gets all frothy.
excited.
Ah!
I'm willing to take a stroll out later.
yeah, we'd love to show you Baxter.
Awesome.
Great.
Should we check out our newest?
Yeah.
Our newest surprise. It was a surprise even to us. Bye bye. Bye bye, piggies. Hi, Bella. All right. Yeah, you're gonna tell us about our newest surprises. It was a surprise.
It was quite the surprise.
So what happened?
So we got an interesting phone call and a message, and they asked, "Hey, are you willing to take on, another couple heads at the dinner table?" And we said, "We'll check them out," and we did, and now they're with us. So without further ado, we would like to welcome
Da, 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 da.
2 new equines to our home. We have one horse and one mammoth donkey.
Does that mean that the donkey is bigger than the horse?
No, but it's pretty big. It's one of the largest types of donkeys that there are. So as you can see currently, they are out with our current horses. We have Cherokee resting. He's one that was here for a while. We have Annie in the white. And then we have Rafter eating some hay. The one coming out right now is Cricket. She is our newest horse. Here, she's coming over to say hi.
Come here.
So she actually is about 20 years old. She has
Ooh.
one eye.
Nope, other way. Man, I really am not a media manager.
She has one eye, but it does not stop her. She is absolutely fantastic. She's a really sweet mare. We are so excited to have her here with us. She's got a really good spirit, and she just absolutely loves being here. She had a really good home prior. It's just now we have space for her, and they just didn't have the space for her. And I do want to thank them because they did recognize that, and I think that that's really important for people to recognize that kind of thing. The donkey, her name is Pixie, and she is back over there.
I didn't even see her in the...
She is relaxing. She really loves her little running shed. She's got a nice big wind buffer there. And her friend is eating hay right now. Her name is Kizzy. She is one of our original horses as well, but for some reason they have become pretty bonded. We do know that Kizzy at one point had a foal prior, and so we think maybe her maternal instincts kind of kicked in when she saw the donkey. But they have gotten along famously. Everyone here has become very good friends. Rafter is in everyone's face.
So is Cricket.
So is Cricket. So these two have become pretty good friends, which I really like to see.
Pretty immediately, too.
Immediate.
Which is impressive.
Yep, and then Rafter is
Hi, buddy.
definitely a favorite. So,
Definitely.
yep, and then we have Cherokee. He's laying out and resting in the sun, which is really great. He's having a good time today. It's warm enough that the horses kind of get out to relax. You kind of see some piles here of what looks like some grass. We've been throwing hay as well, alfalfa, kind of giving them some extra calories, even though they have a round bale. It's grass, and this is alfalfa, so we're going to give them some extra calories while it's colder, while there's snow on the ground. They're still fat and sassy by the time that spring hits.
It's always fat and sassy.
Yes, and then Annie has a pretty cool story. She's an Amish horse that was basically sent up the road, and Nancy fell in love, and here she is, and now she gets to spend her days out here, and Nancy's dream horse. And so this horse is just a spectacular little lady. So
She's my favorite.
she's a fantastic horse. So,
lots and lots of room. Should have gotten the gator.
We just appreciate the beauty of the snow on the landscape.
Yep. And then if anybody has any questions while we're walking down to the back, we'd be happy to answer anything right now.
Very
We will absolutely go see Baxter because that I think would be really fun. There's also a couple things in there that are right near Baxter, I think, that everybody else will see as well, which are also new surprises. So, yep, so we got some of that too.
One of the things I'll point out, we haven't talked about it a lot since it happened, but in the fall we had a really successful tree drive, and these green barriers, all that you can see across here, are I believe 31 trees that we had donated. As you can appreciate, there's not a lot of shade for the animals on this property because it's so open. So the groupings of these trees as they grow will give the pigs, sheep, goats, all of the animals some much needed shade in the really hot part of the summer, and are just kind of good for the earth. So we're really thrilled to have those planted this last fall and have them donated. Were just huge gifts to the sanctuary.
Oh, hello, Bella. Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna fall over, Bella. So, what else are we planting next year?
Well, let's talk about that. So one of the things we're really excited about, there's actually a couple of different things. In the front part of the property, we're hoping to grow a garden for produce for the animals. Let's see, some various types of squash, cucumber, zucchini, etc. that we'll use during the summer to supplement their food. But one of the couple things we're really excited about is the creation of a memorial garden for, we have all our animals that die cremated, so that we can continue to honor them by incorporating them into the earth of the sanctuary. And one of our big projects for the spring will be the creation and the dedication of a memorial garden, so I hope that you'll all feel able to participate in that dedication if you can. And then this area back here, we're going to be doing a pick your own garden that is in the process of being developed now, as well as a pumpkin patch that'll be a fun addition to our fall activities.
A pumpkin patch.
A pumpkin patch, right?
And a you pick flower garden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited about? What are your favorite flowers, Mama? What are you most excited to grow?
Zinnias.
Ah.
I love zinnias. I love all flowers, but I love zinnias. Oh gosh. I think what other? Blanket flowers are a favorite. Anything that supports pollinators is great. So I think we'll do a combination of sort of pollinator attractors and then great cut flowers
And a dye garden.
Yes.
We're gonna do a dye garden for our future fiber classes.
Absolutely.
All
Now
right.
we're getting to the area, one of my favorites, that we call the dinner club. Take it away, Nate.
What is the dinner club, Nate?
Live with us here at Compass Rose, and so they have kind of a hard time trying to fend for themselves whenever we do feedings. It's kind of like a frenzy, and they're older, so they kind of get pushed around. So Nancy's had a great idea of kind of putting them back here in this little hut by themselves. There's 3 of them in here. They're the original dinner club members. So we have Oliver, we have Charlotte, and we have Piper. Oliver came to us and he was kind of underweight and he had really bad skin and things like that. So Nancy's idea was to make special food like with pumpkin, protein, fresh fruits, vegetables, oatmeal, things like that, to kind of help with the calories and the weight, and to get them healthier. And so now we do it for all of these 3 pigs, and more that come down, because pigs are intelligent animals, and they kind of catch on when they hear the gator or the tractor. We're feeding down here, so they run down here and try to get some, and that's completely fine. So they're down here, and we just try
And
to.
they know they've already been fed.
Yeah. They like their.
They're like, we had food already.
Yeah, they like their 4th meals. So, so we just make them special meals, and try to keep them happy and healthy, and make sure they eat.
It does kind of look like a bakery in the feed room sometimes.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I wanted to say that I really love about this area is they kind of created it themselves. Oliver and Piper and Charlotte kind of established a little pod. This is Charlotte established a little pod down here on their own, and because they seemed comfortable down here, we ended up just putting a shed down here and letting them. So I think letting the more agency we can give animals to choose their living spaces and companions, the better it is for them. I mean, it just gives them more control over their lives, and I think that's really important for these animals. So I love that we were able to kind of work with them as partners, really, in establishing this place that's turned out to be, frankly, the coolest place on the property. Because if you're part of Dinner Club, you're right up there.
Yeah, it's
So-
a very prestigious.
It's a very prestigious thing.
This dinner club is VIP.
Not everybody gets an invite, so if you do, you're in it.
I think it's really important to show the man who started the entire dinner club, but he's refusing to get out of bed. But this is Oliver. He's the famous Oliver that started our dinner club. Oh, now he might be getting up. So he came to us, and he was very grumpy, had super overgrown feet. And then he came to us. We got his new diet, his teeth trimmed, his feet trimmed, everything. And now he's kind of living his best life out here and has his own pod of pigs. And now he's here living it up every day. He's one of the people, or one of the pigs that we have a lot of special food for. This is a big reason why we grow the pumpkins and get all the extra food and canned pumpkin and different nutrition, because pigs like him kind of need that.
And another thing is, with the dinner club, we can feed them like potbelly grain, but they have a hard time digesting it, and they usually kind of spit it up and throw up. So that's the whole reason why we do the fresh fruit, the pumpkin, the protein powder, which is peanut butter, different things like that, the whole grains, so they're healthy and they actually get nutrients. So and they're able to digest it better and keep it down. So Oliver's our miracle little pig. So they're doing great.
As people have asked while we're walking down how to sponsor an animal, there's a few ways to go about it. One, just let us know which animal you'd like to sponsor. If you find one in here you just love, just go ahead and message us. We can send you the little form that we have. You fill it out with the animal that you want, and there's different little tiers. So if you like to sponsor one animal, it's $75 for the year, and in that year you'll get some cool little perks.
We'll get a certificate.
Yep, you'll get a certificate, you'll get pictures, you'll get updates from your animal, and then you'll be able to come out and visit your animal and see if you have, a bad day and say, hey, I just want a picture of my animal, or I want to go cuddle my animal. You can let us know, and we'll try and make that work.
Yep, we'll do our best. Did we pass Baxter?
No, we're going back to that.
We're going back to Baxter. We have not seen him yet, Sarah.
One of the things we're the most excited about over the last few months is the development of this area here. You can see we're going to ultimately have about 3, almost the third one done, and we'll ultimately have 6 of these smaller pods built along this fence line. Many of you are aware of the Arkansas 12, the 12 girls that we took in from Arkansas, who are the sisters of one of our previous, our original, was a resident pig prior, and now we have her 12 sisters here. These girls are going to be renamed the M&Ms because the wonderful woman, Michaela, who brought them to the transporter, who brought them to us, fell in love with one of the girls, and we named that pig Michaela, and so that one thing led to another, and so we're naming them all M names, and we're going to call them the M&Ms. By the time of our February open house, we should have all of them spayed. They all have appointments in Purdue, and they'll go 4 at a time. Here they come, and they are lively and fun and sweet, and they are just the most wonderful little pod of pigs. But they will have this place to themselves. As far as we know, we don't have plans otherwise, and they will just stay in this area. And then next to them is fruit we commonly call the salad bar, because I think we must have been hungry the day that we named these pigs. But we have, Kelsey, how many areas here? Let's see. 9 or 10 or something in this area. They're all a little older. They're actually a combination of 2 groups, one that came from Florida and some that came from Missouri, and they're doing beautifully. There are 4 girls in here named Guacamole, Salsa, Cheese, and Beans, who were spayed on Friday at Purdue. No, that's not right. They were spayed on Thursday at Purdue. Did beautifully and are back here already and back with their pod. There comes Beans right now, the little one, coming out. And then the next pod, so each of these has 2 of these huts, which are just a perfect size.
Each of these fenced-in areas.
Each of these fenced-in areas has 2 huts each. And the third one is almost done, except for the very back part of the fencing. And I should say that all of this work is being done by Rance Construction, and they are phenomenal partners of ours and do so much work for us and are so creative, problem solving, and we just
We love Rance Construction.
today without giving them a shout out. And then this, hello. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. This third area down here is dinner club. On our way around, they're going to have this area just for themselves.
They're the VIP,
They're
right?
the VIPs and tend to be older and a little more nutritionally needy, so we tend to enhance their meals. And because it's such a great ticket to be part of Dinner Club, it's become a bit problematic because lots of other pigs who don't necessarily need that level of nutritional support have started to try to join Dinner Club. So we're going to move them over here so that we have a little more control over their diet and watching them. And a lot of those pigs in Dinner Club are older, and just gives us a little bit more control over their environment. So we're super excited about that, and then you can stay tuned for what as the additional
Ta-da!
3 areas get built, what those turn into. We think that we'll probably be moving some of our bigger pigs out to what we call the Jenny Craig area, so that we can do a little bit of nutritional management
work
for overweight pigs. So that's the area that's coming. We'll probably have an area with a little bit tighter fencing than this long panel, so that we can safely put the goats out here. We found that particularly the baby goats are able to squeeze through these areas, so we want to make sure that they're safe and protected. So
Mama.
Either the next one or the one after that will have smaller caliber fencing so that we can keep the goats out here.
I heard that goats come up with creative ways
Ways to die constantly.
They are very active. Challenges, yes, they are something. So we are committed to keeping them safe and happy. So that's our goal. But so anyway, we're excited, and eventually we will have all of this. This whole field will eventually be fenced, and hopefully that will allow us to we'll have a rotational pattern to move the animals around. So that's a little bit of a longer term goal, but coming. So let's see. We want to go see Baxter.
Yes.
It's going to take us a minute to walk back there. Do we want to stop and then restart to get back? I'm not sure how best to do that.
Well, why don't you tell us when our next open house
Our
is?
next open house is the 15th and 16th of February.
14th, 15th, and 16th.
16th of February. We will have obviously Valentine's Day theme and activities that go along with that, and we'll also have a lot more information during February, both on social media and through the open house about the importance of spay and neuter for our sanctuary. Is one of our biggest priorities aside from feeding them. We taking good care of them veterinarily is one of the most important things. Is spaying and neutering is a big part of that. So we'll be talking a lot more about that in February.
And one of the most expensive parts.
One of the most expensive parts as well. Yeah, and yes, absolutely. And we'll talk more about that as well. Okay, team, anything else that we want to
Anything else?
see Baxter?
I just want to have everybody say hello to Jalapeno.
All right. Let's do it.
Jalapeno actually has a really cool story. And since we're down here, I just kind of want everybody to meet Jalapeno. So this is Jalapeno. He's one of the ones that came from Florida. So they became unhoused because of the hurricanes. Hurricane Ian. And so they were struggling for any sort of home back in 2022. And so he's been taking care of the entire Florida little pig pack that he's had for this entire time until we got them. And now here he is. He's finally able to relax and be friendly. And
Look at that tail.
yeah, he's pretty chill. He's a really good pig, but I think that we are kind of thankful for him for taking such good care of the other pigs, and now he can finally relax. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, they definitely have their own units and social rules, which has been really interesting to learn about. What a cutie pie. All right, I think we are going to take a break. We're definitely going back to Baxter. Don't worry. But my phone's about to die, so we'll be right back with Baxter.